deal for the American people.
When Franklin Roosevelt took office in 1933, the United States faced the greatest economic crisis in history. Prosperity was a distant dream. FDR brought hope as an antidote to despair.
This great nation will endure as it has endured.
But this was no easy task. Before the Great Depression, there was no safety net for Americans in hard times. If you were out of work, you were out of luck. There were no pension plans for the elderly or insurance for the sick. And if a bank went bust, a lifetime savings evaporated overnight. FDR set out to change this.
We have a long way to go, but we are on the way.
He believed that government must act for the public good, with a moral obligation to secure the basic needs of all citizens. Some programs worked, and others didn't. But many of the achievements of the New Deal proved to be of lasting significance. Across America today, you will find roads, bridges, dams, schools, and hospitals that are still a vital part of the nation's infrastructure. You will find forests that began as saplings, planted by the civilian conservation corps, and 12 million acres of national forest and parklands. You will see hydroelectric dams built by the Tennessee Valley Authority that turned on the lights for a whole region. The New Deal's legacies are not only physical. Agencies created to restore faith in Wall Street and the banks, like the SEC and the FDIC, continue to protect savers and investors. At a time when owners and workers were in conflict throughout the industrialized world, New Deal labor laws ensured the right of workers to unionize and set minimum wage and maximum hour limits. Federally insured housing loans, another innovation, continue to help many Americans buy their own homes.
Today, a hope of many years standing is in large part fulfilled.
Perhaps the most significant New Deal legislation of all was a national plan of old age and unemployment insurance, Social Security. Social Security embodied FDR's vision of an America in which ordinary men and women enjoy the same sense of security taken for granted by his own wealthy class, an America in which no one is left out. Roosevelt was a lifelong champion of the underdog. His administration hired African Americans in unprecedented numbers and gave Native Americans more control over their own lands. Immigrants who had lived and worked on the margins of society were encouraged to join the mainstream. This was the central message of the New Deal, that as American citizens, we are all in this together. That if you lose your job, you shouldn't have to forfeit your home. If you are broke, you shouldn't have to starve. If you put money in the bank, it can't just be taken away. And if you work hard, you should benefit in your later years.
Billions scattered in all directions, except
The New Deal was controversial in its day,
the New Deal has wanted more millions.
and Americans still debate the proper role of government in the nation's economic and social life.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
But the principle of the New Deal, the federal government has an obligation to promote the common good, endures to this day.